ready. Thanks for joining us. Looks like everybody's seated, so we will go ahead and kick things off. First off, a quick thanks to our sponsors, starting one actually for the space today, and for their continued support. They're just today. We're going to do some quick introductions, run around the room. Everybody gets an opportunity to tell us their name, a little bit about what they do, and then we'll move on to our presentation. I'll start. My name is Trezzy. I'm a senior software engineer, a software engineering consultant. I'm one of the co-organizers and the MC here at 1 Million Cups. And so we'll move over.
I'm Kurt Peterson, co-founder of 32 Auctions, a platform for hosting and managing zero-emission fundraisers.
I'm Keith Fuller, founder of All About EX, a service that helps startups handle people operations.
John Ellsberg of Walligan Manufacturing and Mascase Fire Products.
Rachel Dupont, my husband and I own a franchise called I9 Sports.
Ram, I'm the VP of Operations at Zerology.
I'm Whitney, and I'm marketing manager at Zerology.
I'm Ann Asher from Cost Relief. I help people with pain and sitting at the desk, standing at the desk.
I'm James Kidman, and I'm Calls and Call, a shared receptionist service for small businesses.
Gene Sargento, business development for Legal Shield. Here we give you access to law firms in the palm of your hand.
Chuck Sapp, I'm a patent attorney, patent trademark attorney at the law firm.
Peter Caddy, wealth manager at Bank of America. We strive to give our clients financial peace of mind.
Jesus Velasco, founder of Cantera IT Solutions. We provide any type of IT services to any small, medium-sized company, all the way to the enterprise level.
All right, a couple of quick reminders. It's Derek's back there. Everybody say hi, Derek.
No, go ahead.
No, Derek, this is your time. Yes, please. Okay. A couple of quick reminders. One, if you don't already, make sure to grab the 1 Million Cups app and go check in to let us know that you're here. Two, we don't have 1 Million Cups next week, right?
I'm not sure.
I'll confirm and we'll make sure at the end. I'll give you all an update.
Subscribe to our newsletter that always goes out and lets you know who's going to be here, when everyone's going to be here. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our Facebook channel. And then I think we also subscribe to LinkedIn. We put the message out wherever you are.
Except here. Except here. All right, so we'll kick it over to our guest. Let's hear it for Zerology.
Morning, guys. Thank you so much. Bright and early on a day like this, right? So the traffic was not. I was coming from Verona, and the traffic is not that great this morning. Snow and all those vehicles on the streets. Right? So that's what we're going to talk about: driving sustainability. So Zerology is, first of all, set this expectation, right? So Madison has seen amazing growth over the last decade and 2 decades, right? And now, if you project it out, people are expecting another 100,000 population influx by 2050. So the city, which is the most livable city, is going to see incredible amount of new people coming in. That means we need to provide housing for these people, we need to provide transportation for these people. And more people, with more people comes more traffic. And with the traffic comes, is this moving by itself? Yeah, more traffic, more emissions. So today, transportation contributes almost 1/3, 30% of the total emissions what we see, greenhouse gases are coming from transportation. If you think about the climate and what's happening, the havoc what is going on in the world, unless this beast can be tamed, we do not have much of a future, right? So the question we ask ourselves is, which Madison we want to live in? And what do we want to leave for our daughters and their daughters? So when we think about this problem is here, it is real, and immediate and urgent action is required. Then on the flip side, if you look at some trends that are going on today, a lot of people don't want to drive. Uber and Lyft made it very easy. 40 taxi cabs to just ride here, go anywhere you want to go. People are too busy, people have work to do all the time, or they want to just relax, going to work or coming back from work. And then there are also a lot of independent elderly adults who like the lifestyle of being greener, being in places like Madison where there is not as much pollution as issues we thought here. So there are a lot of folks here who live in Madison who really like the sustainability of the city. Right? Basically, walking score is a big thing, so is basically. If you look at the internal combustion engine vehicles, they have peaked in 2018. So this year, the number of cars that are sold started to come down, total number, as well as electric vehicles started to grow. Corporations are putting in a lot of money into showing sustainability to attract and retain good talent and to be good stewards of the world what we have inherited. We want to pass it on to the next generation rather than taking it out with us. Okay? That's what's going on. These are the trends what we see. And we thought, how about taking these two concepts and putting them together? One is the rise of the electric vehicles. Second is the rise of the shared mobility. What if you can take a lot of people, more people, and put them in a car? That means less number of vehicles on the road. When there are less number of vehicles, we can go wherever we're going, we can get there faster. And with less vehicles, we do not have any emissions, right? Or less number of emissions. So we started the shared mobility platform. First, with basically bringing all the electric vehicles, and we wanted to make them available for sharing. The best way to do it would be actually going up to the ride-share model. Green Cab became a great kindred spirit and a partner in this because they always, for the last 10 years, they've been providing shared rides. That means they're putting 3 or 4 people in a car. So we thought, if we go ahead and help them replace their entire fleet with electric vehicles, we can make significant impact. So that's the approach we have taken. We partnered with Green Cab, replaced today, Brad, we have 24 vehicles, right? 24. And we are going to be putting another 6 in a week or 10 days. So it will be 30 fleet vehicles. And then we want to go after the bigger things. Microtransit may not be the big 35-footers, but what if we can put 14 or 19 people in a bus who are going commuting to work, commuting back from work, or hospitality industry, taking to the airport and coming back. If we do that, right, and our goal is to just move this community towards zero emissions. It's a long order, it takes a lot of time, and it is aligned with the city goals of wanting to be 80% independent of emissions by 2050. But we think we need to be more aggressive. We are thinking we should target something like 25% reduction in 6 years. So go very, very aggressively on this and just basically bring sustainable transportation to Madison. With the 3 different offerings what we are looking at right now, actually 4. First is what is shared with you, shared mobility with green cabs. Right? We are making an immediate impact. We already have calculations of how much emissions we eliminated in the last, we launched it on the 23rd. 23rd is when we launched. 16th we announced it at the East events, and 23rd we put the vehicles. And it's a complex problem. We're figuring out on the charging infrastructure, the timing of the shift changes. We're going to put superchargers so that every shift has got a fully charged vehicle. And as that is going on, we're getting ready to launch the next one, which is the car share program. Those of you who remember 2010-12, there was a community cars in Madison before Zipcar bought it. And now, what if we have the same model, but only with electric vehicles? So we partnered with 3 or 4 different apartment buildings. We're partnering with the city, Madison City Fleet, to see if we can provide electric vehicles that can be rented for 2 hours or 4 hours or 6 hours, or probably for the weekend. So we want to create that shared ecosystem where people do not need to own cars as much, which is the case in downtown Madison. If you look at these multi-tenant buildings, there are places where 25 to 30% of the tenants, residents, do not own a car. Right? So what if we are able to provide right in their garage or next building, there is a car available. You can just using your app, you can go and reserve it and check it out, unlock it, go and come back and put it back there for the next person. So that is happening in the next 2 months. Right? We're getting very close. By the end of this month, we'll have the software being tested and piloted, and January is when we are planning to launch at scale. That one. Next, in 2 weeks, Ram and I are heading to Los Angeles to check out these 19-seater vehicles. So that what if we're able to take, let's start here, right from Lyric and Constellation and take a bunch of epic people in a bus and take them there, that so many vehicles that can be eliminated. Right? So those are the three main things. And lastly, we also want to partner with fleets. Right? So corporations do have fleets, right from classic pizza to a lot of businesses to manage their own fleets. So what if we're able to substitute those as well? So beyond moving passengers, we want to move goods as well. So we're going to introduce next year commercial vehicles, vans, which can transport goods, whether it's groceries or delivering your Century House, delivering your couch. Whichever it is, we want to provide these vehicles that can basically rent it as they need it, rather than everybody buying, investing in huge capital investment, right? Instead of everybody doing it, we believe that the future will be fleet companies which are putting these technologies in play with very good sophisticated technology to easily find where the vehicle is, how long it will be before you will see the vehicle, or where is it available so that you can rent it out. So that's what we want to do, is tackle all modes of transportation in Madison, Wisconsin. And why Madison, Wisconsin? That is home for me. 20 years back I moved here. I loved the place. I created a technology company. It became very successful. We exited last month. And I love Madison. It's one of the best places to live. Why don't we make it better? Like, why don't we make it sustainable for all of us? That's what this whole thing is about, is reducing emissions one community at a time. And the reason one community at a time is much better than being everywhere is it's a complex problem to solve. It requires all the stakeholders to work together, whether it's government agencies, policy makers, energy providers like MGNE, right? Technology providers like us, and drivers, which are provided by companies like GreenCat. The entire ecosystem need to continue. In other words, it takes a village to be successful. This is not something that you can launch in 20 different cities. Like, that's where Uber and Lyft went wrong, because they were doing so rapidly scaling, so they're making the same mistakes in every single place. But if we double down, triple down in a single city, where the relationships are there, people know people, right? Within a matter of week, I could meet half a dozen different policy makers and decision makers. They were open and willing to have this conversation. And it's hard to scale globally at the same point in time. So we want to use Madison to develop this blueprint of how to do it, and then show the world how it is done. That's what the story is. Questions?
How do people get access to the vehicles? What's your vision for how you move around Madison?
The technology aspect of it. So basically everything is done. It is a huge technology play. So first of all, we are a technology company in the transportation business. So before I started the Forte research, which is healthcare, I spent a lot of time at Schneider National solving the logistics and supply chain related problems. So what we need to do is have sophisticated technology which not only can easily allow you, like Uber and Lyft does, just getting go ahead and ordering a ride, but in the same app, we want to be able to give you an option to reserve a car and check out a car. So it's an integrated mobility platform. That's what we're building. But behind the scenes, there is a lot of logistics and supply chain management thinking of optimizing where should the cars be located. What point in the day is the traffic patterns? How are they around the city, so that it's a federated model. We want to keep the vehicles where they are really required, rather than deadheading them from one end to another end of the city. That's right. Is it making sense?
Put your hands if you got questions. Keith?
Yes.
How many people are in the team today, and where do you see the team being 6 months from now when you've been scaled up for a few months?
Sure. Today we have 12 employees at Zerology. It will be 24 by the end of the year. We are building the tech team. And we have 20 employees at GreenCat. We have 20 people there in the call center, dispatch, and the rest of it. So total between the two companies is about 40 people. And where it is going, we are going to be scaling very, very rapidly. Right? So this is a huge investment play. We already invested quite a bit and got all this things done. And my expectation is basically in 6 months, so by the end of this year, we'll have 50 vehicles on the road, right? Whether 50 or probably instead of 4 cars, we'll put a bus, but equivalent, 50 vehicle equivalent is what we want to do by the end of the year. That will scale to double it within another 6 months, triple it within the 18 months. Like, it's a very, very rapid scaling kind of thing, right? So that's what we are. expecting. Our team will, it's a tech play, technology team itself may become like 40, 50 people or 60, right? So I will scale as required kind of a thing. Our goal is to really nail it down in 3 years. In 3 years, we want to have all the models tried out, business models established, partnerships established, alliances established in 3 years. Then that will be the time where we can significantly scale from the point. Not only in Madison, that's when we'll be ready to take it to other nice, beautiful tree-hugging places like Portland. Yes, sir.
Can you talk about the cost? Because I guess in my experience, people talk about being green a lot until they actually look at the wallet.
Yeah, that's true.
When it's outright green.
It's so true. Yes, absolutely. The good news is, over the last 9 years, the biggest cost of an electric vehicle is the battery. Over the last 9 years, the battery cost curve dropped by 90%. 90. So it's significant innovations are happening in the technology. They're becoming a lot more affordable. When Tesla first sold the Roadster, they sold it for $200,000. Then they introduced Model S, which was more about 90 to 100,000. By the time we got to the Model 3, it is costing us approximately about $50,000, 52 with the taxes and everything per car. Whereas buses will be more like $250,000, the minibuses. Different vehicles are at different price ranges. However, the three main things that are important, though the initial outlay is much higher, the operating and maintenance costs are significantly lower than an internal combustion engine. Right? Even the brake pads do not wear out as fast because the cars have got regenerative braking. Right? Safety, this is the safest vehicle on the street today. Also, we invested in safety, so we went with all-range dual motor because we live in Midwest. Right? We don't want skidding on the streets and things like that. So yeah, initial cash outlay is higher, but that is coming down. Every year, there is more innovation that's happening. You can buy a Nissan Leaf for about 40 plus thousand, which is a decent range, but that's the getting factor here is the range, particularly when we are trying to do a lot more runs during the day. Right? On a typical day, cabs can do 300, 350 miles kind of a thing, right? So there are times when they cross 200 in a single shift. So yeah, with all the mileage, these vehicles last a long time. So expectation is at least 600, 700,000 miles is what we're expecting these vehicles to last. By the time the next innovation happens, it will be a billion.
So who pays energy?
Who pays what?
Who pays you? How does energy make money?
Zerology.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. So when the taxi cab business, how it works, the drivers or independent contractors, they lease the car for the time for their shift. So we get a lease fee for the shift. In the same model, when you rent a car, you pay the $12 or $15 or whatever based on the vehicle, like the zip card model. It's all rental model kind of thing. But we are slowly looking at doing more like ridership model. We transport kids that into a campus school. There is a simple, straightforward ridership fee. They subscribe to it for the trimester, and they pay us for that. So drivers are being paid regularly. Just as they drive, they get their revenue, they keep the revenue, and they pay us a fee. Between these are the two different models for how we do it. This is a long play. This is not something that immediately you can turn around and be profitable. This is like, it is not for faint of heart, right? So you need to really believe in it, and it's going to take a while for us to get. We have to make investments as far as investors are. Right?
So you mentioned the independent contractors, the drivers are independent contractors. I assume you've been watching the lawsuits and such with Uber and Lyft and their drivers suing for the right to be employees, right? So how does that?
Excellent question, right? So if you look at Uber and Lyft, I do not take sides. So let's put all of them into the same bucket, right? The biggest problem was they actually have mistreated the drivers. They are not paying them a fair wage. The percentage what is going to the company is much higher. That's where the problems are coming. In the green card model, last night, John rode me home from the airport, and this morning, Marcus dropped me off, another driver from green card, to tell you how happy they are and how much money they make. Right? Because in our model, unlike the Uber and Lyft model where the company is taking all the revenue and then paying them whatever the rate, here the actual revenue goes directly to them. We are charging the fee for the vehicle, which we are providing, taking out the maintenance, and now we took away the gas. They do not need to put in the gas, right? So that itself is $250, $300 a month. So drivers are actually making a decent living in this model. So, as independent contractors, they have got their freedom. On top of it, they're making good money. And by the way, we're looking at other alternative models. For example, when we do the buses, we'll actually have employed drivers who are salaries and benefits. Like that, we want to play with different models. Our goal is to make sure all the stakeholders are treated very, very fairly. At most, I think we'll be modeling after the V-Corp kind of a concept. Drivers need to make a good living. Riders should not have to be penalized for because of an electric car. We did not increase the fares. It's the same fare what they're paying for the hybrid is what for the drivers are not paying anything more for us for the electric vehicles. We still kind of kept that same ecosystem. How we believe we'll be successful is increasing the ridership. Right? Then more drivers will come to the table. When there are more drivers, we're putting more cars, more passengers at the point. That's how we'll do it. So you need to treat all the stakeholders with respect. And same thing, partnering with the cities. Uber and Lyft, one of the biggest mistakes they did, they took fights everywhere they went. They took everybody their hostage, right? That's not what we're doing. We're working with the city, we're working with local governments, the mayor, and everyone, because we want to partner with the city, right? We want to actually increase the public transit utilization. That's what we want to do with the microbus, is get the people to the transit points so that the public transit, the metro will be utilized more. What if instead of 10% it goes to 15 to 20, right? So our goal is much higher. It is about emissions and how we will take it down. Because of that, we want everybody to be a partner. We are not going with this killing spirit of, I need to kill Lyft in order for me, Uber, to be successful. That's not what we are. Good.
You talked about working with Epic. Are you working directly with them, or kind of more Madison Metro and then some transit points and then out?
So we are having these conversations. We're beginning to have these conversations with businesses. There are other businesses, not just Epic, who are interested in this model. So because we want to first get the buses, we did not have those conversations yet with them because we want to make sure the buses are ready and the energy, we can charge it enough time to get.
Is self-driving car technology part of your long-term play plans?
So there is not a speculation about it, right? Self-driving technology is going to be real someday. And there's a lot of progress that has been made. But I think, my personal view, right? If you have different people have different viewpoint on how soon the self-driving will happen, probably it's more than technology. It is an adoption issue and a regulatory and a policy issue, acceptance issue. How comfortable an individual is to see all these driverless cars being in the street. That is what will slow down the adoption. In the next decade, you'll certainly see autonomous driving, but it will be in pockets rather than widespread mainstream kind of a thing, is the way I'm thinking about it. When that happens, absolutely, there will be some number of vehicles. Most likely, my guess is that will be interstate trucks will be the first ones to go driverless, not cars within the city. That's what my speculation is kind of a thing. But yeah, it will happen. It will certainly happen then. What will happen? Some people will be going in driverless vehicles. Some people still want to have drivers, right? So that's a mixed model. And economy will shift. Economy will shift, but it's not going to be today or tomorrow. I think we're going to be a few years out. No? Any questions?
James, you have one?
Yeah, no.
No, never mind then. No. All right, well, let's hear it for Zerology.
Thank you all for being here. Please do spread the word, right? It takes the whole village, and if you kind of let others know what we're doing, and we want to work with everyone to make this as an amazing city as we can. Thank you.
So other quick reminders, if you haven't already, make sure to grab the 1 Million Cups app, go check in, let us know that you're here. Thanks to our sponsors. Also, we do have 1 Million Cups next week, so ignore everything that I said at the time. We do. It's the day before Thanksgiving that we don't have 1 Million Cups. Ignore that, I'll tell you sooner. Sign up for the newsletter, like Derek said. I am clearly not a reliable source of information. Thanks everybody for joining us this morning. Feel free to come up and grab the business cards. 01